Once again, we live. Big Star Raw Sports off the court. Waiting for my man Robbie Heath, the Aussie, one of Abington's greatest. He veered off. Then he wound up back at Westchester University. Legend. So we're going to talk to the Aussie, Robbie Heath. He's going to let us know, a little bit about his life, his story, talk about his path, Abington, and beyond. So we're going to wait for the Aussie to jump on with us. Oh, also, any Robbie Heath supporters, fans, family out there, if y'all have any questions for Robbie, I got my notepad here. I'm going to be taking requests and, writing down questions the entire time. And if y'all have been following the live broadcast, I'm going to definitely do a Q&A. I'll probably stop midway this time and do a Q&A halfway between, and then another Q&A at the end. So if y'all have any questions for Robbie Heath, shoot them at me right now, and I'll write them down. Or y'all can ask during, and regardless, I'll be writing the questions down. So we're waiting for my man Robbie Heath. Let's go, Tim Rich. I see you, Playboy. All right. Waiting for the Aussie. Robbie Heath.
Yo, what's going on?
Can you hear me, big dog?
Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a delay on your end.
Oh, okay, hold up. Let me see something. Am I cool now?
All right, hold up. Let me let you get settled first. Here, just say something.
Am I cool now?
It's a slight delay, but I mean, I can deal with it. Yeah, it's
okay.
cool. We're good. So what's good, man? It's been a very long time,
cool.
man, since I actually seen you in person, man. It's been a very long time. How you been doing, man?
Yeah, I'm cool. I mean, I'm just doing what I got to do. And how are you going?
I'm blessed, man. Just like everybody else, just taking it one day at a time, man. And I'm sure if you was paying attention, once after high school, if you was still paying attention to Raw Sports, whether it's social media or the videos online, cameras still rolling, man. High school hoops was crazy. I was still holding it down.
I saw you at the Coatesville versus Cheltenham game.
Yes.
I was at the game, yeah. I want to say what's up to you, but it was packed, so I couldn't get there and stuff like that. But
no doubt.
I couldn't get to you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I saw you. I see you still doing your thing and stuff like that.
100%, man. So I just want to thank you and just congratulate you on all your success, man. It's real. everybody has a different path. And, after high school, it's always interesting to kind of see where people paths go, and then kind of how, just kind of how things work out, man. So it sounds like, it seems like things are still, going in your favor. You're still motivated. You're still grinding. You're still hungry. It's a lot I want to talk about, man. So I'm glad to have you on, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
For sure. Hey, so we're going to get into our serious questions and all that. Keep in mind also at maybe midway between, because, a lot of times since I've been doing these, the people, a lot of your fans, family, supporters, they're going to be, shooting questions down there at us. So I'll probably stop midway, answer a few questions from some of the people, have a little Q&A. But if not, we'll just save it for the end. Once we get through our questions, I'll just, I'll be writing down questions to answer from the people, and they'll just, give them an opportunity to ask you some things at the end. All right.
Okay, cool.
All right. So we're going to get into a thing I call 10 random questions. I'm going to just shoot 10 random questions at you real quick.
Right.
To have some fun before we get into the serious stuff. All right.
Okay, I got you.
All right. So if your life was a movie, what would be the title?
Underrated and overlooked.
Underrated and underlooked.
Overlooked.
Underrated and overlooked.
Yeah.
Got you. So is that pretty much the theme of your life and just everything you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Got you.
Yeah.
Something that annoys you.
Lazy people.
Lazy people.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
The most points you ever scored in a game, period.
think I had 57, like going into my, like right after my ninth grade season, playing like this for this Sam Rhines thing. Yeah, I think I had like 57 or something like
that. Oh, yeah. In ninth,
yeah.
like, wait, after ninth grade or?
Yeah, so like I was still in ninth grade, but the season was over.
At 57.
So yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I only made 1 3 too, so it was all getting to the bucket.
All buckets.
Yeah, at competitive edge. Yeah, I remember that.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Is that on film, by the way, anywhere? Or no.
Nah. I wish. I'd be watching it every day.
All right. It's summertime. You had a cookout. What's on your plate?
Macaroni and cheese, chicken wings, and yeah, macaroni and cheese and chicken wings.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So, yeah, I'm a simple eater. I don't really like trying new things. I'm very simple when it comes to food.
No doubt. So if I took you to a buffet, you'll just stick to your 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, I'm not going to try different foods and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't like it to experiment with my foods.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
Before pregame basketball games, everybody has their AirPods on.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to your pregame song, what's in your AirPods? Yeah. What's your pregame song?
Probably Western Road Flows by Drake. That was the last song I always listened to before I like took my headphones off, because he says a line saying, "Don't get hyped for the moment, then start to backpedal." I really love that line. So that's the last song I listen to before I have to get ready with that music. Yeah.
Got you. Any era, Pennsylvania wise, your favorite high school basketball player of all time? Like if you was in a barbershop debate and people are talking about high school basketball players, who would you pull out? Or like what 3 players would you pull out?
Like from PA?
From Pennsylvania. What 3 players would you pull out in a barbershop debate?
Well, definitely Kobe. Definitely Kobe. And then that's a good question. I never thought of that. That's a really good question. Kobe. Who's a dude that Kobe, I guess Rasheed Wallace.
Good.
And then I'll put myself in there.
No doubt. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can back it up too. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing debatable about that. Your favorite cartoon growing up? Or now. I don't know if you still watch cartoons.
Well, my favorite, probably SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah.
No doubt.
I love some SpongeBob.
No doubt. MJ or LeBron?
Oh, I think I'm more like, if I'd like to play with like someone, it would be like MJ, you know what I mean? But I'm a new school dude. I wasn't even alive when Jordan was doing his thing, so I got to take LeBron. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Got to take LeBron.
So I'm sure it's some people that are watching right now that are peeping your accent. All right. So we'll get into that later. But your favorite authentic, traditional food from like when you're back home, what's your favorite go-to meal when you're back home in the country?
Fish and chips. I have right down the street from my house is this place called the Chicken Barn, and if that's a meal that I had only one meal I had to eat for the rest of my life, that'll be the French fries from the Chicken Barn.
No doubt.
Yeah, because in Australia we call French fries chips.
Oh, got you. So fish and chips, got you.
Yeah.
Is there any particular way that the fish is prepared, or how do they?
No, it's not even the fish. It's just the French fries, like the chips. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the chips. That's the main attraction.
Yeah, $5 chips. Yep.
No doubt. Like anything, like ketchup. What are you dipping them in?
I eat everything. Like I said, I'm a simple eater. I eat everything plain. I don't have anything on. Don't have anything on it. That's why I'm so skinny, I guess.
No doubt. All right, last question. Do you know any other languages?
I'm taking a Spanish class right now, but I am clueless as I don't know any other.
All right, say something in Spanish in case your teacher's watching.
Me llamo Roberto.
No doubt. When you pass, you get an A in my class. That'll get you through the
definitely.
That'll get you to Spanish 102.
That's all I'm striving for. That's what I'm striving for.
All right, so let the people know, man. If it's anyone who doesn't know you, or people like myself, like if you remember, like we didn't really get a chance to like connect during the high school hoop season. Like
Yeah.
I filmed tons of y'all games, but you know, like we never did this. You know what I'm saying? Like interviewed much, or
Yeah.
like never really got a chance to like know each other. So
Yeah.
people who just had saw you just performing on the court, all those crazy performances in high school, and all that kind of stuff. Let them know off the court, who is Robbie Heath, as clear as you can break it down.
I like to say, like, I'm a straight shooter. I'll tell it how it is. I'm a very sarcastic dude. I think you have to be very close to me to understand that. You know what I mean? I'm a very sensitive dude, but not in a soft way. I'm like I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and if I really appreciate you and love you, I'll tell you about it, you know what I mean? So I think I'm a loving person. I'm a funny dude, and like I said, I'm very sarcastic. But yeah, that's the best way to describe me. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'm a hard also too. Like I'm a hard worker.
Hard worker. Like got you.
Yeah.
So you know, people have heard your accent. Tell the people where you're from, and let's talk about growing up and everything.
Yeah, I'm from a little country town about 45 minutes outside of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, called Whittlesea.
What's it called? Say it again.
It's called Whittlesea.
Okay.
Like I said, it's like 45 minutes from the city. Very isolated. Not a lot of distractions, which benefited me a lot. That's where I basically had to fend for myself, and that's where my hard work came in. And yeah, that's where I grew up.
Mm-hmm. So tell me your childhood, like when you were were you born there, or like
Yeah, so I was born in Melbourne, Australia, and I moved here when I was 13. Before I came to America, like I said, I was in a little country town called Whittlesea. I grew up with all girls, obviously with my dad also, but I was the only boy in the household. So I was very mature at a young age because I hung out with older kids,
mm-hmm.
and I was cut from a lot of with my basketball. Basketball wasn't my first sport; it was track and field. And then I started this sport called Australian rules football and basketball, basically at the same time.
So what was that? So it was Australian rules football.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
what explain that?
Not yeah. I get pissed off when people say it's rugby. It's not rugby.
Okay.
It's very entertaining. That's why I wear my shorts so high.
Gotcha.
It's like a shout out back to Australian rules footy because the way we wear our shorts is really high.
Gotcha.
So that's the reason I wear my shorts like
that. So
that
explained that because I noticed that in high school. That was your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I wear my shorts so high. So like Australian rules football and track and field, and then basketball were my three sports. And then around the age of like 10 or 11, I just started playing basketball. And then I played for like junior associations.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought to myself I wasn't going to say their names, but who cares?
Mm-hmm.
They're called the Diamond Valley Eagles, Eltham Wildcats, Berlin Boomers, and like you had teams from like the ones were the best players, and like they had 5 or 6s.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, there were 6 teams in the association, in like the club, and I was always on like the 4th or 5th team. So I felt like I was overlooked since I was like 12. So starting then, I played with that chip on my shoulder, and then I moved to the United States when I was 13, 14 years old.
Got you. So when you started, did you start to sway towards basketball as being your main sport around, or?
Yeah. So funny enough, I hate the cold weather. So Australian rules football is played outdoors, and since I was young, the younger kids played very early in the morning. In Melbourne, like 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so 8 o'clock in the morning. So it was very cold. That's why I wore gloves. It's because I keep my hands cold. But I hated the cold weather, so I was like, Mum, Nana, I'm not playing Aussie rules football anymore because I want to play indoor sport. You know what I mean? So that's when like footy went out the window. I still watch it. I give them props when they play in like the rain and the hail. That's not for me. I like my indoor sport.
I know that's right.
Exactly.
So you talked about tell me how you got to, and what brought your family to the US, to the States.
Okay, so I was playing for this team called the Broadmeadows Broncos, and I had like a 20-point first half, and we were playing this team called the Bendigo Braves. And in the second half, I got benched, and I didn't know why. And then after the game, my mum said to my dad, well, you got to take Robbie where you grew up. You know what I mean? So after that, it took a couple months, and then me and my dad moved over to Abington and to start my 8th grade year.
Gotcha. And your dad is his name?
My dad is Robert Tiger Heath. He played basketball at Abington High School also.
Yeah,
he's very outspoken like me.
No, no. And your dad, for anyone who doesn't know, he has a hoop history as well.
Yeah, so he played basketball at Abington. He was a 1,000-point scorer. He played in the Dapper Dan Classic, so that was like basically the McDonald's All-American game before the McDonald's All-American
Up in Pittsburgh,
game. Yeah, up in Pittsburgh. And he didn't have the grades because he was going to go to LaSalle. He got offers from Duke, Oregon State, like all over the country, but he didn't have the grades. So he went to a D2 school, St. Cloud State in Minnesota, because they were the #1 ranked D2 school in the country then. He played one game against the Lithuanian national team and said, I don't really like this. And then his boy, he was probably one of the best players at St. Cloud State, Kevin Catron, who he still has a relationship with today. He gave him like the opportunity to go to Australia and play basketball. And yeah, that's how it all started with my dad.
Got you. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So what were some of your earliest, just tell me, what were some of your earliest, I guess, okay, you transitioned to, did you come to Pennsylvania? Like back?
Yeah, so I had a week in LA with my dad because I always loved LA, like I always wanted to go to LA. And so I worked out with this guy. I don't know if he's still on the Hartford team. His name's Spencer Friedman. He played for Mater Dei.
Okay.
That was my first person I worked out with and played one-on-one against in America. So that was a good experience.
Is that like when you were like in 8th grade-ish? Like
yeah, so that's
okay.
when I was in 8th grade. And then after that, I obviously moved over here to Abington.
Okay, so Abington, Naeem McLeod, Big Nye, I think he wanted to know, how did you find Abington High? So that was your dad's school,
yeah,
right?
So that was my dad's old school, but it was between Upper Dublin and Abington. And we just found a house in the Abington school district. So, I mean, that's why I went to Abington. Yeah. It really wasn't because of my dad, because I think I could have done,
like wherever.
I could have got anyway. Yeah. So
got you. Yeah. So it wasn't like, Dad, I want to go where you went to high school. It was just, it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Okay, got you. So when did you start playing for Abington? Was that 9th grade?
So like I played 8th grade. I still have a relationship with my 8th grade coach, Coach Robert Martin. He's like, I'd like to say he's like a father figure. Like I go back to the junior high all the time and go see him, but he really let me play my game. He's a really down to earth dude, and I appreciate like what he did for me that year. In 8th grade, I was like pulling up from half court. Yeah, I averaged 19.8 points a game in like a 24-minute game. So he let me do my thing.
No doubt.
Yeah, he let me play my game. And my first ever game, it was against Cheltenham. And we got our butts whooped, like embarrassed. And then we played them again in the championship. And then I went off. And then in the semi-final. And then I went off against them at like 33. I say like 33, like I didn't know the exact points I had. I had 33. I had 33, and then we played against a Norristown school, and we won the 8th grade championship. And then after that, like the day before, sorry, I'm rambling, but
no, you good. It's all good.
The day before our 8th grade championship, I think I still have the T-shirt. I wrote with a black marker like 8th grade champions. And then as soon as we won, I ran to my bag and went to the student section. So, and my coach was like, "What are you doing?" Like, grabbed me and like, we're in Norristown. You know where you at? And we had to get out of there. You know what I mean?
So you already had that in you back then.
Yeah, very sarcastic showmanship. Yeah, yeah,
no doubt. So, so let's talk about your career at Abington High. Just what sticks out to you, memorable experiences. I mean, you could just tell the story from 9th to 12th grade, whatever you want to talk about.
9th grade, I think my game developed over time, obviously, as you get older. So 9th grade, I
was real quick. Pause. I wanted to ask you a question before you got into that.
Yeah.
Describe the difference. Did you notice any differences from how you were playing, how the training was, how the hoops were going in Australia, and then when you got to the US, was it like a culture shock, or you like, oh, they do different moves, or it was the same game and it was just universal?
So I played against. I never really practiced or played against like in, in practice or workouts against people my age when I was in Australia. I always played against pros. You know what I mean? So
Gotcha.
like my goddad Damon Lowry, he played in the NBL for the Wollongong Hawks, now known as the Illawarra Hawks, the team that the Mellow Ball played in, and played for multiple NBL teams. He played multiple NBL teams and played against Yusuf Kwafau. He played for the Melbourne Tigers in the NBL, and I played against Ash, who was one of the best guards in Australia. And so I played against pros all my life in Australia. So it wasn't really a culture shock, the competition. I mean, players my age, it was a shock because they were way more athletic and were craftier. But in Australia, I played against pros and I looked up to players like Dante Exum and Ben Simmons. So it wasn't that in that aspect, it wasn't really a culture shock at all. Like I adapted very quickly.
Got you. All right, so
Yeah.
so continue. Just just telling your story.
Yeah.
Just about Shelton, Abington experience.
So when I was at Abington, obviously, I came in skinny freshman, talked a lot of trash, but I was a spot up shooter, and we surprised a lot of people that year. We won the district championship, and it was a good experience. My 10th grade year was a very eye-opening experience.
Well, I'm sorry. In 9th grade, did you play varsity in 9th grade?
Yeah, straight varsity. Yeah,
gotcha,
I wasn't going to settle for anything less than varsity. You know what I mean? I didn't come over from Australia to play JV. You know what I mean? So yeah.
he said I ain't come over from Australia to play JV.
Yeah. So So 9th grade freshman had the freshman 3-point record and freshman points record until Eric broke it the next year, obviously. But 10th grade year was eye-opening. It was a disappointing year, but I grew from it. You know what I mean? We lost in the first round. Of the districts to UD, which is very embarrassing. But I took that in stride, and then I worked harder in that off season. And then my junior year, we probably had the toughest schedule. We played against all Catholic League teams, like Newman Goretti and Wood, and they kicked our butts. But it was a learning experience, and I definitely felt like I can play on the team's best players level. You know what I mean? Like Quad A. Green and Colin Gillespie.
Yep.
So that definitely was an eye-opening experience also. And then in the district playoffs, I usually snap in the districts and states, to be honest. That's people like to call me like big game Robbie and stuff, which is cool, but I just go out there and play.
Yeah.
I had 30 against Coatesville at Villanova, which was probably one of my favorite games because Villanova's atmosphere, like it felt like the whole crowd was like on top of the court. So that was a cool game too. And then my senior year, we played.
Oh wait, go. Was that when did y'all play Hazleton? You were a June.
My senior year.
That's right. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
So my senior year, we're expected to win games and stuff like that, which we did. We went to Florida, and we actually should have beat Finley Prep, the 4th ranked team in the country.
Got you.
I had a very good game, but I made first team all tournament. But the funny thing is, I was the only player to have 0 D1 offers that made the first team. So that I was like, oh, Jesus, I should get some offers, but obviously I didn't. But then I came back, and then I got way more confidence then because if I can play against the best players in the country, what do you think I'm going to do against like Council Rock North and stuff? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So obviously I was playing my game, and when the playoffs began, I did my thing, dominated Lowell Marion, and then had a great game against PW, which is probably like one of the most exciting games I've ever played.
That was down at Temple, right?
Yeah, when I did the N1 walk, you know what I mean?
With the shuffle.
Yeah, you know how to show the swag and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was classic. Now listen, that dance right there.
Yeah,
did that dance have a name, or that we just where'd you pull
I know,
it
was just I just had to do it. And then after I looked at my dad like, well, what else do you want me to do? You know what I mean? But the reason why my hair was so crazy is because I was waiting until I got like a Division 1 offer, and then I just cut my hair like this. You know what I mean? Because I always have to keep the curls, but I never got one. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess I have to grow it out and just get shape ups. You know what I mean? But then the state playoffs began, and then we played against Harrisburg.
Yes.
At Cheltenham, and that's when I did the reverse dunk.
Yes.
Started talking my trash and stuff like that. But the Harrisburg players were they were really cool.
Yeah, that was a good game because you guys like on
game.
Paper, it seemed like you guys should have just destroyed them. But they like height wise, y'all had them, but they were just scrappy, tough.
They were scrappy, like they were pit bulls. And I love playing against players like
something significant about that game. The one player with the braids, kind of like mine now, his name was Tony James. He was really undersized. He was, I think he was just really undersized for his position. But he played a really tough game, rebounded well, nice mid-range game. He goes to currently he's at Northampton Community College.
Oh, really?
And I believe he was like player of the year or something like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's doing
I'm happy. Like after the game, they're all dabbing me up and stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to talk to him like all lovey-dovey.
Of course,
Because I have that old school mentality. Don't really have friends on the court.
Of course,
don't really care who you are. You know what I mean? But that Harrisburg game was cool. I think I put my team on my back that game because I was like, I'm not going to lose in the first round again.
Yeah.
And then the second round, I played against St. Joe's Prep. And actually, the funny thing is, my cousin Sam Ryan's, like, when the season was starting, said that the St. Joe's Prep guard, Kyle Thompson, was the best unsigned senior guard in Pennsylvania. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I was like, I guarded him and I outplayed him and we won. So I was happy about that. And then the quarterfinal play against
Pause 1 second.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this more because that was like what you mentioned, just like the theme of, had a great game, against like some of the top players, only player that made the All-Star game or, whatever it was. And all that level and had no D1 offers. First team, whatever. And then just saying, how someone's saying he's the best, unsigned senior. Then you're just like, it's kind of scratching your head. We'll talk about that more.
Yeah.
But, dang, I lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? Oh, I had a question. Dang, what was I about to say? You hadn't finished, but it was something I was about to ask you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so against Hazleton. Because I was wearing the Aussie shirt during my senior year too.
I remember that.
My mom and my family back home and my nana who passed away in my junior year. But that was a shout out to them, you know what I mean? So that's why I wore my Aussie shirt.
Got you.
The Hazleton game, it was a slugfest. Like it was a very good game, very high pace, and that's how you want to play basketball.
Yeah.
My teammate, Josh Samick, he played a really great game, and it was a really high scoring game, but unfortunately that was my last game of my high school career.
Yeah.
If we would have got past that game, we would have definitely beat Lincoln and we would have definitely beat Roman. But Hazleton was a very good team. And
Josh Samick, he was like Larry Bird that game, man.
Oh, yeah. He dirt Larry Bird. At one point, I was like, let me guard him. Damn. You know what I mean? Josh, my boy, like, he's a really cool dude. And he's definitely going to do big things in his junior year.
For sure.
That was my end of my high school career. I scored like 1,640-something points, 3 district championships. So, like I said to one of my friends, like, my resume speaks for itself, but obviously the local Division I schools didn't really care about my high school stats. But, I mean, that's how life goes sometimes. You know what I mean?
So going into this is what I wanted to talk about. Just explain what your mind goes through, your thought process when you're, you're having these big games. That's what I wanted to ask. Like someone says this is the best unsigned senior, and you're like, okay, in your mind, like, okay, what about me? So you dominate that guy. You look at the internet the next day to see what the sports writers are talking about, how they write up the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they may not mention you or whatever, but tell me what you were going through over those couple years. Dominating your peers, but not getting the offers. And, you see guys on Instagram, I want to make it, congratulations, I got my 50th offer from such and such school. What was that like for you, man? Knowing that you were the best out there.
It was definitely frustrating, but I mean, I just went to the gym and worked. That's all I knew. That's all I wanted to do. You know what I mean? So I mean, it was very frustrating, like I said, but I mean, I just put up numbers, and my thought process is like, yeah, those rankings are cool, like the offers are cool, but if we go neck and neck against each other, I'm definitely gonna, I'm definitely gonna whoop you. You know what I mean? I'm definitely gonna outplay you. So that's my mentality. Like the rankings are cool. I definitely paid attention to the ESPN top rankings. And I was like, there is no way in hell 100 players in the United States are better than me in the class of 2018. You know what I mean? So that was my mentality. So like they can write everything, and these players can get all the accolades, which they probably deserve. But I mean, that just put a chip on my shoulder. It was almost like a, how dare you do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was my mentality. So I mean, that's the mentality that I grew up with, and that's the mentality I'm going to continue to have.
Got you. So tell the people, what was your path? Tell the people about the recruitment, and tell the people after high school, how what your path was after high school in between Westchester.
Yeah. So after high school, I was actually going to sign to a school named UC Riverside, and then they took this. I put it on my Instagram, and then they took the scholarship away, probably because they saw a better player, which I don't think, whatever. But that was Ben Simmons' godfather, David Patrick, but that's another story. I don't really want to get into that.
No, that's fine.
It's whatever. Chip on my shoulder, just put it,
Yeah.
But then I went to prep school in California.
And then, what was the school name?
It was named Golden State Prep. It was like a branch school from Prolific Prep.
Gotcha.
People probably know what Prolific Prep is.
Yeah.
And then after Christmas break, I moved back to Philly because I was like, I'm not getting any. Well, what's the point of living out here? I'm not getting any offers. I'm putting up numbers like 20 points a game. What the hell? So I went back to Philly.
So here, pause. So at the prep school, I mean, the point is to continue to be able to showcase your game, and I'm sure each prep school has feeder schools or just programs, Division 1, 2, 3, whatever schools that are checking the programs out, and they're still looking for talent, right?
Yeah. So like schools, sometimes like schools came to my practices, and like Colorado State said they were going to offer me, and like this school said they were going to offer me, but they never fell through. So I was like, oh, whatever. So I went back to Philly.
I mean, so what do you think it was though? Like, what do you
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? I'm a hard worker. I'm not scared of anyone, and I play like I said. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I really do not know. But after all that, I went back to. Well, I heard you are a Division 1 player, but that conversation. I was like, why don't you offer me that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm better than you guards right now that you I didn't say this, but I was thinking it. I was like, better than you guards right now that you have.
Yes.
And then just all this, we don't know what position you are. Like, I mean, I put the ball in the basket better than nearly everyone, you know what I mean? So
I'm a basketball player. That's my position.
That doesn't really need any, especially in this day and age when it's small ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after that, I went back to Rock Top Academy with my cousin, Sam Ryans, and then I didn't get any recognition there. I had 30-point game here, 40-point game here, 30-point. I was like, what's the point? What if I had 2 points? Maybe I'll get some offers if I had 2 or 4 points. I don't know what you want.
You know what else? Did you ever say to yourself, what else does the world want me to do in order to someone to say?
I really wanted to know what these coaches were looking at. You know what I mean? But with my mentality, that's all I knew was just keep on working harder, and then people will recognize. All I need is one opportunity. You know what I mean? So Coach Damian Blair and Coach Watts, they were the only school that came up to me and offered me a scholarship. So I was really thankful for them, because if it wasn't for them, I'd probably be back in Australia right now, sitting in Whittlesea. I don't know what I'd be doing. So if it wasn't for them, and like Shaq's dad said, if you can play, they'll find you. You can be playing on the moon. The scouts will find you. So that was my path to Westchester.
So talk about let me see if there's anything. Yeah. So talk about Westchester. I mean, you made noise, man. The world was finally. I mean, do you feel like the world was finally paying attention, or what?
So like I said, I go back to Australia every summer. So me, my dad, my sisters, and my mom, and my goddad, Damon Lowry, I work out with my goddad, Damon Larry, nearly almost 4 or 5 times a week, you know, when I'm back in Australia. And we had goals, and I was confident I was going to do them because I finally had the opportunity. All-American, Player of the Year, like all high aspiration stuff, you know what I mean? And I wasn't really surprised with what I did, but I mean, I did make some noise, as you said.
Yeah. So talk to the people. If there's anyone who, you know, is not aware of your accomplishments at Westchester, just break it. First question I have is, so take me back to before the first game at Westchester.
Yeah.
You're in the warm-ups, or it's the day before the first game at Westchester. Tell me what was going through your mind at that moment.
I was like, I haven't played a real basketball game since Hazleton. You know what I mean? So I was hot. I was listening to my beat. I was dancing throughout campus. People were probably looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" But I was hot. You know what I mean? Like I didn't show it. Like I acted like I was calm, cool, and collected. But in warm-ups, I was bouncy. You know what I mean? Me and my boys like Colin Daly, Nick Alakakos, Matt Day, we were hot. You know what I mean? We practiced hard throughout the start of the school year, and I was very confident. People probably didn't, like, even my teammates or coaches, like even my coach Blair and Coach Watson, I didn't know you were capable of doing this. But I mean, I am. Like, you know what I mean? This is dirt off my shoulder, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, you know what I mean? So, I was very hot for my first game, and then I just kept on going from there.
Yeah, and y'all had set a record as a team. Y'all had, what was the streak? About 13 games?
Yeah. So, we won 13 games in a row, ranked 8th in the nation. But as you know, basketball can change all the time. So, like, one loss can turn into, like, 5, 6 losses, and that's what happened. But at the end of the year, I felt like my January wasn't how I was supposed to be playing, so I take that on me. Mm-hmm. But when February came, that's when I took over, you know what I mean, at an individual standpoint, because at practice I started challenging dudes, and I started watching more film. I started working out even more than I did. So I really took it personally that we lost all those games, because we shouldn't be losing the teams that we lost to, but that's how the season went. Uh-huh. But when we lost to Shepherd, at Shepherd, my dad the day before that was like, "Why do you keep on like shooting over 2 or 3 dudes? Like, why aren't you pulling from deep?"
Yeah.
He likes to say pull from deep detonator range. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was like, "Oh, okay." So came in, I got the rebound. As soon as I crossed half court, I just pulled it. You know what I mean?
Pause real quick.
That's it.
Pause real quick. I think we got a shout out from Australia. Stevie Jr., RFM, shout out.
Oh, yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, that's my sister's friend. Yeah,
oh, no, we got somebody watching from Australia. That's what's up.
Yeah. I think my sister's in here, too. I don't know, but we'll see.
No,
yeah, my sister's boyfriend, yeah, they're all in here. Wait, let me get my child. Let me get my child.
Yo, take your time.
Yeah, but what was that? Oh, yeah, so again.
Oh, you said your dad was like, "Yo, why ain't you pulling up for detonator range?"
Yeah, so he's like, "Why aren't you pulling from deep detonator range?" You know what I mean? Because in high school, I didn't really pull from that deep. You know what I mean? But I was very capable of doing so. So in college, it was a full repertoire. I'll just hold it. It was a full repertoire. You know what I mean? So since that Shepherd game, I kind of went on a tear. 28 points, 50 points, and a 19-point game, and I had 30-something, 30, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, that's when, in that February, that's when I really took over.
Got you. So tell people about the 50-point game, man. So you dropped the 50 ball at Westchester, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was only a matter of time, you know what I mean, until I broke out of scoring like that. Before the game started, Colin Daly was always probably the first person in the locker room in games. So I did took my shower like up in my dorm, and then like listened to my Drake, A Boogie, and then walked down to the locker room, and Colin Daly was in there, and I was like, CD, like I'm feeling good, you know what I mean? He's like, okay, then drop 40 then. Like, okay. And then, I beat him and I dropped 50, you know what I mean? So that 50-point game was crazy because it was against Bloomsburg. And I started off shooting bad. Like I shot a couple air balls, missed a couple easy shots, and then the Bloomsburg bench started talking crap to me. And that's one thing you don't do, because I love talking trash. So I mean, if you want to talk trash, we can do it all day, and I will never stop. So as soon as I made my first three, I looked over at the bench and I was like, "Oh, it's going to be a long night for you guys."
Yeah.
And then I had like 20 something at the end of the first half, and then I mean, then that's how and then the second half happened, and I was pulling from deep detonator range, 1-4 low, you know what I mean? And I mean, that's what the 50 game was all about, and I'm glad we came out with the win.
No doubt. Were there any other, at the end of this past season, were there any other accomplishments or like, accolades that you got toward the end of the season?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. Like, people like to gloss over the fact that I had 20 rebounds in one game.
Wow.
Like, I ain't 7 foot tall. You know what I mean? I'm like 6'3". You know what I mean? So, that's all about wanting the ball. And I had 28 and 20 game, bunch of 30-point games. But I mean,
Yeah,
this season,
you had some 40-point games too, right?
no, I never. Actually, that's what my dad said. I never had a 40-point game. I had a 39 and 10-point game.
Oh, you just went straight from 30 straight to 50.
Yeah, I was like, I have no time for 40 points. You know what I mean? Let me go straight to 50.
I know that's right.
But I had 39 against East Stroudsburg, and that was a good. I always enjoyed playing against them. They were a really good team and played really fast. But yeah, I put the whole world on notice. It seems like, because Australia finally took notice, and then America finally took notice, and then oh, look what we have here. College coaches are finally taking notice. So that's, you know what I mean? So thank God for that. Jesus Christ.
So
I wonder if I had to cure cancer or something in order to get a Division I scholarship, but I didn't do all that. You know what I mean?
Speaking about the world on notice, I mean, what did you communicate to the world at that point? Like as if your actions were communication. What were you communicating?
Like, I'm here. Like, I've always been here. Like, I didn't go anywhere. Like, I deserve to be, one of the top players in the country, and I worked too hard. Because, like, I like to say, like, I could have went to Westchester and be like, oh, like, I guess no D1s. I've done all this hard work. I'm just going to average 12 to 14 points a game and be a mediocre player here and have a solid career. But I went in with a different mindset. I'm like, I'm going to prove everyone that doubted me wrong, and I'm going to prove that like I said, I'm supposed to be one of the top players in the country, and I think I did that this year.
No doubt. Real quick, I want to shout out to my man. I'm not sure if you. I think I went to Westchester as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I graduated.
Damn, I was there.
Come on, listen. That's why this interview is so personal to me, man. I didn't tell you.
That's crazy.
Listen, Westchester. I graduated 01.
Okay.
Like what? I stayed in Schmidt Hall, Sanderson Hall. Come on, man.
See, I'm an Allegheny dude. Straight Allegheny dude.
Well, it's all different now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But shout out to my man Eric Worley. Eric Worley played ball when I was there. Eric's on here. He said, "What up, good brother? This is good stuff. Young fella, tough. Wish the Rams could keep him, but I understand." He said he was at that 50-point game and you was killing.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Eric Worley is a Westchester alumni, man. He was there when I was there. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Ram alumni here, man.
Yeah, Rams up. Yeah, Rams up.
Hey, so okay, how did the world tell the people how the world responded to this tear you were going on? Because word starts to travel. You know what I'm saying? Who's this kid? In the Peace Act that's doing all this stuff as if you were someone brand new. But how did the world respond? And then like other colleges, just how did the world respond to that?
Yeah. So then the Philadelphia Inquirer did a piece on me, and I really love that piece, like about how they took notice. And then I did an interview for KYW Radio, I think it's called.
Uh-huh.
And then I did an interview for this, I think it's SEN in Melbourne. That's like one of the biggest sporting radio shows in Melbourne, in Australia.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, that plus all the articles written about me and stuff like that, that's basically how everyone took notice, and finally I was getting recognized back in Australia, so that meant a lot also.
Got you. What did you learn from Coach Blair and the whole experience there?
Yeah, so Coach Blair was he's very a determined coach. He was very hard on his players, but he expected a lot from his players, which I appreciated. Um, he wanted to win more than anyone I've ever seen, and he was very passionate about his craft, and he's very dedicated about his craft. So, like I said, I really appreciate the opportunity Coach Blair gave me.
No doubt. So let's talk about the transition to, your new situation. I saw the video. I loved it. I mean, the quotes in
Yeah, it
there
was
were
pretty awesome.
amazing.
Shout out Freedom Films and Beyond the Game one. That I'm not being biased, but that was the best recruiting video I've seen. So
That was dope. It was dope, man. And
yeah,
just getting to know your personality more now, how serious
yeah,
you are and how focused you are, how articulate. Like listening to all the quotes, it was like twofold. Listening to all the quotes and then seeing the visuals, understanding your experience and your journey. I mean, it was really powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
even if it had nothing to do with basketball recruiting, that was like a
Yeah,
powerful kind of motivational kind of film that you'll just see
yeah,
on
exactly.
YouTube with like 15 million views. That's just
Yeah,
a
exactly.
motivational piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But
I
just
appreciate.
talk about the transition to your new school. Tell the people kind of what your new situation is and what led to that.
Yeah, so the reason I decided to enter the transfer portal was because I just wanted to compete at the highest level possible. I'm a very competitive dude, and I want to play against the best. Westchester was nothing but love for me, but at the end of the day, I came over here to make a name for myself in the D1 level. So after I did what I did at Westchester, I entered my name in the transfer portal, and then it was basically better than Christmas Day. Honestly, the first day I went in the transfer portal, all these college coaches were contacting me. But
Wow.
the the school that obviously really stuck out to me was Coach Lorenzo Romo and Pepperdine.
Mm-hmm.
I knew like the backstory to Coach Lorenzo because he's coached players like Brandon Roy, Markel Fultz, Isaiah Thomas. So when he called me, I looked at the phone. He's like, "Hello, this is Coach Lorenzo Romo for Pepperdine." I was like, "What?" You know what I mean? Because this time last year, I had no one calling me. You know what I mean? I only had my mum from Australia calling me. So uh, it was very, like I said, it was better than Christmas. But I mean that conversation stuck. I had like the first conversation we had was like 45 minutes, and he could have been the coach to like say his accolades, but he wanted to know me as a person. You know what I mean? And he already saw all my film, and he watched each one of my buckets from this year. So I really appreciated the conversation, and he was the most consistent coach. Obviously, I held it. I had my own little scouting report as of what schools contacted me the most, if they texted me, if the assistant coach called me or the head coach called me. So Pepperdine was always on the top of my scouting report from the first phone call, and at the end of the day, that was the best school for me.
No
That I
doubt.
think.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Like why? I guess you kind of explained it, but like
yeah,
when you were weighing all the different options, I mean,
yeah.
what kind of stuck out to you most? To say, you know what, that's going to be the place for me.
Yeah, so I was by myself, you know what I mean? I was like going for a run, and I was like weighing my options, but Pepperdine just kept on being the best option, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Coach Lorenzo, as I said, has had some great guards, great NBA guards, and he's a guard-orientated coach, you know what I mean? So I'd be stupid to even consider anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he needs a scorer. He'll let me play my game, but obviously he's a straight shooter like me. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't beat around the bush, and I don't want that in a coach.
Mm-hmm.
When I was talking to him, it felt like I've known him for so many years, but so that was a homey vibe that I captured. You know what I mean? So he didn't even talk about the campus or like the California life. It was just a me and him conversation,
Yeah.
and I really appreciated that. So because he's a guard-orientated dude and he's a winner, that's all I wanted in a coach. I wanted a coach that like supported and backed my swagger instead of being insecure about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the person I am and the player I am with like my antics and how determined and aggressive I am on the court, don't like try and hide me. Like let me play my game
Mm-hmm.
and let me be me. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Yeah. So
Got you. What?
yeah,
Oh, another thing you mentioned earlier, as you were doing your process of elimination and identifying what school was the best for you, do you think it made a difference that Pepperdine's on the West Coast. It's on the West Coast, right?
Yeah,
And it's going to be warm, right? You say you ain't like cold weather.
Yeah, so it's definitely closer to home, and I've definitely always wanted to play on the West Coast. So it did help that Pepperdine's in the warm weather, to be honest.
No doubt.
Yeah, I said I'll give you, I'll tell you a secret. Don't tell anyone. I said to coaches, the location doesn't really matter. But in the back of my mind, I was like, would I rather be having two coats on walking around campus, or would I want to have a t-shirt and shorts on? You know what I mean?
Basically,
so in the big, you know what I mean? So
like I'm on a resort.
Exactly. So that's the things I thought about, obviously.
Of course, those things matter.
Yeah.
Two things I want to talk about. Your strengths. What are some of your strengths? Like things you think you do well on the court, things that, you know, the coaches, Blair and them appreciate it, and the Pepperdine coaches appreciate about you.
I think I can take anyone off the dribble, isolation. I think if you put a smaller guy on me, I'd use my strength and size to beat him. If you put a quicker person on me, I'd just blow by him. I'm a good shooter, a good pull-up game. Like I said, a good one-on-one player, and I'm basically a good scorer, offensive player, but also I take pride in defense. I don't like people scoring on me, and I think in high school people didn't realize that, because I wanted to guard the best player all the time.
Yeah.
I wanted to guard Friday. I wanted to guard Colin Gillespie. I wanted to guard Chris Archer-Diacono. You know what I mean? So I wanted to guard those. Is it right? Not Chris. One of the I'm drawing a blank, but one of the Archer-Diacono, the younger one.
Yeah.
I wanted to go. Yeah, the best players possible. So I take defense seriously, but those are my strengths.
Got you. What about on the opposite side of that? Not weaknesses, or just like, you know, things that you want to continue to improve on, things that you're continuing to work on, especially as you get to the next level.
Yeah, definitely. My help side defense, I like to probably fall asleep a little too much on my help side. On offense, I think I can be a better pick and roll player. I like to straight line drive a lot, and the guards these days are very crafty, are getting around defenders, making the like scoop shot, or like going in and out and stuff like that. So being more crafty inside the paint. But I have so much more to a lot of upside, I think. So I mean, I'm just want to improve every day. So I'm looking forward to the improvements I'm going to make.
Yeah. Do you have you know, talking about like avoiding the contact, like the big thing is the Euro step. Do you have a Euro? Is that a part of your package?
Yeah.
Or?
So I'm a 2-foot jumper. So like, instead of the Euro step, I just jump over dudes. Like, you know what I mean? Like my jump shot, and like, so definitely on the next level, I have to be way more crafty because they're going to be more athletic and taller. So I have to put that in consideration also. I'm definitely working on my Euro step every day. And this past year, I probably had against Lockhaven in the playoff game, I had a lot of left-hand finishes, like 5 or 6 probably. That's probably as many left-hand finishes I've had in my Abington career, if you know what I mean. So I definitely had an improvement on that. So I'm working on my left. I'm a left-handed dribbler. I like to go left, but I'm a right-hand finisher. But I think I'm very crafty around the basket. And like I said, I'm willing to improve on every aspect of my game.
No doubt. So thinking back over the last like 5 years, you know, 5, 6 years, you know, especially high school, like, do you have any regrets or things that you wish you could do over, or no?
I like to say I should have played AAU, but to be honest, I didn't really care about AAU. I just want to see my mum and my sisters and my friends. I don't really have any regrets because, I mean, everyone has their different journey. I did what I had to do at Abington, and local schools didn't want me. But, I mean, as I said, if I play against the top players, like top guards or something like that, they'll definitely know who I am by the end of the game. So I don't really have any regrets.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because as you notice, and I didn't even normally I ask players about, you know, AAU and all that kind of stuff, but we were talking about Abington and we just transitioned from there to college. So you didn't play AAU basketball?
I played a couple tournaments for Kalo Elite.
Okay.
But I was like, I do not like this at all. And this isn't going to benefit me at all. So I was like, I want to go home to see my mum and my sisters. So I felt like every time I went back to Australia, I added something to my game.
Okay.
Like I said, working out with my Goddad, Damon Lowry, and Ash and Yusuf, they were just bullying me when I was younger. But as I got older, I kept on improving and winning like a one-on-one game here and a couple one-on-one games there. And then when I went back to Australia last summer, it was like Damon gave me the nickname the Australian Arya Stark because I have a kill list.
Yeah.
And they were definitely two. Ash and Damon were definitely two people that were on my kill list, and I won every single one-on-one game. So I'm very happy about that. But as I said, I improved every time I went to Australia. So as Drake likes to say, no regrets though. The name will echo. That's what I like to live by.
No doubt, no doubt. Last two questions, and just let the people know, for everyone watching right now, I appreciate you guys tuning in. After these two questions, it's going to be your turn to ask the Aussie Robbie Heath some questions. So start shooting your questions on the screen right now. I'll start writing them down, and you know, it'll be your time. So one of the last two questions, Robbie, keys to success. What are your keys to success? If there's any young people watching this right now, things that they may be able to incorporate to be successful as well.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds cliche, but hard work and dedication in anything you do. You can't be lazy. As I said, like you asked me, like what I don't like or something. One of the first 10 questions. I don't like lazy people. So if you want to be great at something, you can't be a lazy person. You have to be willing to do the extra stuff in order to be successful.
Got you. Appreciate that. And last question, what advice? Well, I guess you already touched on it. But if you can speak, you know, like watching this right now, I'm sure it's like some high school players that are like, man, you know, that's kind of my journey. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of going through the same thing or whatever. Speak directly to them and just give them some advice. Especially because, you know, I want to commend you. You are a strong person mentally, I'm sure, because you could have crumbled, you could have folded, you could have like said, man, I forget basketball, I ain't get recruited. You could have did whatever, but you stuck with it. So give them some advice, man. Talk to them.
Yeah. So, like definitely don't.
See if we can get my man Robbie back on real quick so we can wrap up. So waiting to see if my man Robbie Heath's going to jump back on real quick so we can wrap up. All right, here we go. He's on. Here we go. Yo, you there? Yo.
Yeah.
Still breaking
cool.
up.
Yeah, my fault.
I can hear you a little bit now.
Hold up. Oh, fuck. You want an Xbox? Can you turn it off real quick? Yeah, interview.
Rashid, I see you, boy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can see you, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. You want to try to go out and go back in? Because I can't hear you. Just bear with me, people. I'm going to try to wrap this up and do a quick Q&A if we can. But if not, you know, the conversation has been great, you know, for anyone that was in with us from the start. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my man Robbie Heath's story, man. It was definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. Just gonna try this one more time. You there? Can you hear me?
Cool now, I hope.
All right, I can hear you a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, you good?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Oh, so last thing, real quick, you was just giving some advice to young players.
Yeah, so like I said, hard work and dedication is all about it. If you have a friend group that has small goals, leave them behind and find friends that have bigger goals and aspirations in life. But like I said, it's all about hard work and dedication, and at the end of the day, performing on the big stage.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, so quick Q&A, man. Before I let you go, man, I just want to, first before I get into that, thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing, what I'm saying, for myself and for the audience to hear your story, hear your journey. People are always curious after high school. People are asking, "Where's Robbie Heath? Where, what I'm saying, he disappeared. Where's he going?" You know what I mean? So you came back on the
Yeah,
scene, man. You explained it. You connected all the dots for the people. Just thank you very much, man. And you keep grinding, keep doing what you do best, man. And look forward to seeing you at Pepperdine, man. God willing, I can get to a game too.
yeah, that would be crazy. Thank you so much. I hope you can come to the game. That would be hopefully. My dad asked Coach Roma if we can play local school like St. Joe's, Temple, like
That'd be
Villanova.
great. That'd be
So
great.
hopefully that happens.
That'd be good. Remember when Lonnie Walker was at Miami? Miami played a game. They played LaSalle in Reading.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'd love that. Hopefully something like that happens.
100%. So real quick, couple questions, man. Oh well, two questions. Somebody asked, "How did you find Abington?" You explained that. Someone wanted to know, can you throw a boomerang?
Can I throw a boomerang? My uncle Edvard, God rest his soul, he passed away this past year, but he could throw a boomerang. Very skilled, but I can't throw a boomerang. No.
No doubt. All right, hey
Yeah.
people, it's a couple people on here. If anybody has any questions for my man Robbie Heath, it's your chance to ask him a couple questions. If not, we're gonna sign out, man. Anything else you want to talk about until anybody raises a question? If not, we could just sign off. Any thing you want to cover? Or do you want to mention any outs, anything like that?
I mean, it's. I mean, no, not really. I think we covered everything that I wanted to say. You know what I mean? You asked great questions, and
Appreciate
you
it.
had some great interviews so far. So, I mean, keep doing your thing. You're probably the most entertaining person on YouTube and on the web. So I enjoy your commentary also. It was funny because right before I got tech fouled out of my last game against Hazleton, I got fouled, and you were like, your commentary was funny. I loved it. You know what I mean?
you remember
So,
you remember what I said?
yeah, you said something like, "Oh, James Harden," and then I gave a little white ball a little like shoulder shrug on the like a shoulder bump,
Yeah.
and then obviously the refs kicked me out. But that really represents probably me in a nutshell, just talking a lot of trash and letting my antics get the best of me.
No doubt.
But I mean that's who I am. You know what I mean? And
No
I ain't gonna
doubt.
change anyone.
No doubt. We got a couple questions here.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is in the building. Wants to know who is your hardest defender in the SOL?
In the Suburban One League when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my coach Charles Grasty, because he was probably the only person that could hold me under 25 points a game.
No doubt. No doubt. Who are you going to miss the most from the Dub C?
Obviously my manager Sammy. Obviously my team manager.
No doubt.
No, I can't lie. I'm gonna miss my girlfriend Taylor Pershock. She did a lot for me, and she continues to do a lot for me. I'm really happy I met her, and she still gets my rebounds till this day. If I want to go to shoot at an outdoor court at 9:30 p.m. in the dark and when it's cold, she's still getting my rebounds, still talking trash to me. So I really lucked up finding her. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Some people wanted
Yeah.
to know. I guess you just have to re-explain it real quick. Some people wanted to know why you chose Pepperdine. They may not have been on earlier, but just break it down real quick. Quick synopsis.
Yeah, so Pepperdine obviously is in the West Coast Conference, plays against Gonzaga and St. Mary's, but Coach Lorenzo Romar is a really known coach in the United States. His coach players like Markel Fultz, Nate Robinson, Isaiah Thomas, and Brandon Roy, and he really breeds NBA point guards. And I didn't come over to America to work in a 9-to-5 job. I wanted to make the league, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
So that's one step closer to the NBA, and I want to win, and I think Pepperdine's, will shock a lot of people the next time I play and when I play for them.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna let you go, man. I appreciate all your time, man. Real quick, shout out to the Abington fam. Eric Dixon, Villanova about to do his thing, man. Lucas Monroe down at Penn. Shout out the guys, man.
Yeah. Shout out Luke. Shout out Eric. Really hard workers. And
Big E just joined. Big E just joined.
Oh, really?
Can't guard Rick. He just joined.
Yeah.
What up, Big E?
Can't guard Rick knows he can't guard me. So that's
hold up. Can't guard Rick. Real quick, while we got Rick on, I'm gonna ask this real quick. Have you and Can't Guard Rick, Eric Dixon, ever played some one-on-one hoops when y'all was at the
yeah, all the time. He know what it is. He know the season series. He know what it is.
Okay.
He better not lie for the fans.
Listen, so Can't Guard Rick and Robbie Heath in a 5-game series. What's the series gonna be? What's it gonna end at?
I'll probably win 5 games. I'll give him 2 games.
Okay. So 3-2 series in a 5 games?
Yeah, I'll give him 3-2.
No doubt. I'm excited, man. I know everybody else, especially in the area, is excited. Shout out to you, Big E, man. Everybody's looking forward to seeing you down at, Be Unleashed down at Villanova, man. That's gonna be really exciting, man.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Yeah, shout out. Hey, shout out my sister Chelsea, my sister Bree, my mom, and shout out everyone in Australia.
No doubt. It was definitely a lot of people from Australia watching. A lot of people from from Australia tuned in, man. So awesome, man. So hey, just like I said, God bless you, man. Praying you and your family is all well and everybody's safe. And I see you on the flip side at Pepperdine, man.
Yeah. See you. Thank you so much for the interview. I'll talk to you later.
My man. Appreciate you, big dog.
Thank you. I'll see you. Bye.
Yep.